Welcome back to the Whatnauts Reactor Core number 134. My name is Kyle Springer, and I am joined by Ignacio Rojas to talk about Marvel's What If Season 2. Ignacio, how are you?
What if?
What if what?
I don't know.
What if... yeah, I got nothing. That's why we don't work for Marvel. Happy New Year, Ignacio.
Happy New Year, Kyle.
Thank you. I know you just got back from vacation. You just walked in the door, plugged in your mic, and said, "I'm here."
Pretty much. Yeah. It's not like I laid on my bed for a while, fell asleep for a little bit. So, no, nothing like that.
Yeah, how dare you do all of that stuff? No sleeping. Marvel's What If Season 2 is what we are here to talk about this time. Ignacio, let me start by asking you this: what were your kind of brief thoughts on Season 1? Where were you kind of going into this? Were you expecting it to be good? Were you kind of Did you? Where were you?
I actually liked Season 1. I feel like I'm one of the few people that really liked Season 1.
Okay.
So getting Season 2, of course, was very exciting. And yeah, it delivered what I want out of this show, which is just get me into different, let's go on the different timeline, different universe. Give me like the basic setup, and I'll just like go, okay, that's the world, let's run with it. And
Cool,
they
yeah.
gave me just that, they gave us some very interesting new timelines to explore, and I just enjoyed it.
Cool. Good stuff. Yeah, I was also very high on Season 1 of What If. I remember enjoying it a lot. I was also one of the people being like, hey guys, don't skip this. There's some weird things happening in the multiverse right now. You might want to watch this. And I think in hindsight, that is partly true. I don't know if it was as necessary to watch as maybe we were thinking at the time.
It wasn't really.
But I still really enjoyed it. I still think people should not skip it.
Yeah.
And Season 2 was also very delightful. I think this one did have a little bit of a lull in it. But I do think the second half of the show of Season 2 especially was just phenomenal. You have some really good stuff, some fun stuff along the way.
Where do you think the low was?
It was kind of between episode like 2 and 4, like those three. I don't know. And so I guess let me pull this up on Wikipedia here. Let me read off the episodes that we got here. We got a total of 9 episodes. They released one each day, which I thought was pretty cool. But we got What If Nebula joined the Nova Corps? What if Peter Quill attacked Earth's mightiest heroes? What if Happy Hogan saved Christmas? What if Iron Man crashed into the Grand Master? What if Captain Carter fought the Hydra Stomper? What if Kahhori reshaped the world? What if Hela found the 10 rings? What if the Avengers assembled in 1602? And what if Strange Supreme intervened? So those are the 9 episodes that we got. I think some of those, just by the name, are a little bit more self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Some not as much, a little bit vague. But yeah.
So for you, the episode where Peter Quill attacked, what if Happy Hogan saved Christmas, and Iron Man crashed into the Grandmaster, those you didn't enjoy as much?
Not as much. I still enjoyed them. Don't get me wrong, but I think in the highs of Season 2, some of those things were so cool to me that it like really overshadowed some of the ones that I was just like, that was good, it was fun, and that was it, right? Like I didn't have much to say beyond that. But yeah, I think if I had to nitpick, my only like kind of issue with these is the episode titles. I feel like some of them are a little misleading. Um, but I'm like I don't
How
think that's the
so?
biggest deal at all. Like take I think the one I had the most gripe with was what if the Avengers assembled in 1602? Which
Yeah,
if you're
sure.
aware, there is Marvel comics. There's the Marvel 1602 comics, which were created by Neil Gaiman, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and so they're kind of taking that as a what if, but in what plays out in that episode, that, like names and
It kind of
faces are
was.
all there, but it's not the
It kind of
Avengers.
was.
Like
Yeah,
the Avengers don't assemble. It's just
sure.
a big fight scene between all of them, and that's neat. It's fun. Why is Hulk Hogan there? Who knows? But he's there.
Yeah.
Um, and like I had a blast watching it, but with that, I was just like I feel like the episode title it was just a little bit misleading. The Avengers
Mm.
didn't really assemble in
Well, they didn't
1602.
assemble as the Avengers, but they still
Exactly.
most of them fought together
They did. Yes. Yeah. But that was
for a
it. It was just a
goal.
big fight scene, but they weren't like, and now we're a team forever protecting the year 1602 into 1603. And it was just like, no, we just happened to have a
Mm.
big fight.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
Still
know.
fun. I liked that one a lot
My
though.
my 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 quote unquote problems with that episode has nothing to do with the Avengers assembling or not.
Well, what were some of the high moments for you? What stood out as like, this is the best. This is awesome.
I don't know if there's really a moment. I really enjoyed seeing these alternate versions of things that we already know. Like, for example, what if Peter Quill attacked Earth, Mightiest Heroes? I like that we got to see kind of like the Avengers lineup if they had to have assembled way before, where we actually got Hank Pym as Ant-Man. We got
Yeah.
Goliath. We got who else was there? The Winter Soldier
Right. Yeah.
was an interesting thing to include there, but it goes with the lore of the world that they had set up, and I really liked seeing this alternate version of the team,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much what I liked about all of What If. I mean, going back to the Avengers in 1602, I liked seeing their like what their version of their powers would be like with an 1602 setting where sure you got magic, but Tony is still an inventor way ahead of his time, but kind of like with some of the rules of the time and stuff like
Sure.
that.
And the setbacks and obstacles, he
Yeah,
doesn't necessarily have the technology to make the tech that he wants, that he
exactly.
knows he's capable of, which I think is an interesting play on that one. Um, yeah, that there was also just strange that Happy Hogan turns into the Hulk
Sure.
again in that one. I
I,
did like his Hulk. Oh, like that's such a ridiculous thing. And
yeah.
before they mentioned it, before they do actually call him Hulk Hogan, in that, I was like, babe, I paused it and like tapped my girlfriend, and I was like, it's Hulk Hogan. I was like, oh my god, these guys are so dumb, but it was so good.
Did I make this up? Didn't weren't they all taken from a different timeline and then put in the 1602 timeline?
I didn't think so.
Could have sworn that they gave that explanation.
Because we know that he first turns into that Hulk in the episode 3.
Yeah,
But I don't remember
but so
him
they could
getting
have
picked
been.
up
Yeah,
from that one.
it could have been that Hulk Hogan that then got transported for X or Y reason into this timeline. Could have sworn they gave that explanation at some point.
I know that's why Captain Carter is
Well,
there.
yeah, she gets cold there.
Yeah. But that's like I guess that's where I'm unsure of like how did he get here? It like was he called? Did he just kind of come through one of these portals that
Yeah.
opened up? Um, I just don't know if it was explained as well of like why
Mm.
does he have what's happening here? Um, but yeah, I also really enjoyed the one with the brand new superhero Kahhori.
I didn't enjoy that one.
Really? Talk
Yeah.
to me. What did you not like?
I think they made her way too powerful without much of them going into making her powerful, give her powerful. What I mean is that she, in the lore of this episode, she goes into this other world
Mm-hmm.
and no one knows why she reacts way better than anyone who has been living in that different dimension, people that have been born in that different dimension, and she has way better control than anyone has in that with the powers of that dimension. And then she is able to take that power out of the dimension. I don't know, man. I feel like it should have been fleshed out way better.
See, that's kind of where I think the what if scenario shines the most. Like some of the stuff is not explained in full, but it is just that like here's the basic scenario, and then we can go from there. Um, yeah, I mean she's not super fleshed out. Um, there is some interesting stuff of like does everyone who lives in this other dimension thing, are they just kind of content, like they're none of them are driven to do something better, to explore? Are their kids being like, yeah, so dad, what is this other world here, and they're driven to go find this other dimension? um there's not much explanation, but she definitely does have a drive to get back that she's not given up on, which it seems like everyone else has.
Yeah, but
um,
they could have at least given her, I don't know, a training montage where she learns to use, or she focuses on honing her abilities. But here, what you get is that she
Hunting.
gets to the world, she gets the powers from just being on the world. They do the whole chasing the animals, and she, right off the bat, she already exceeds what anyone else can do.
Yeah.
And then she gets control of the world because she can now manipulate the portal. So
Yeah,
I think that
it's
I
fast.
can I went into all of these episodes from the mindset of, okay, I'm gonna buy the setup that you're giving me and let's go from there. But I think that even going in, buying into the setup of it's in the past, there is this space zone was able to transport these people into a different world where people can get superpowers and whatever.
Mhm.
Okay, I buy that. But then her journey is what I don't buy.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah, I will give you at least that it happens really fast. It's not fleshed out like I would want it to be. Um, but yeah, I mean, I am assuming down the road we'll see more of her. I think people seem to like that episode from what I've seen online. But she's not based on a comic character
Yeah,
that I
that's what
know of.
I was
So
surprised about.
yeah, they're kind of taking a risk here of like, I mean,
Mm.
it is their own what if of like, hey, can we make a new character here? What if we did?
Also,
Um,
what are her powers? Because
it
I
from
feel like by the time that we get to the last episode where we see her again, it feels like her powers are whatever she wants her powers to be.
Yeah, it's not super defined. The way I understood it is that she is embodied by the spirit of the world. Whatever that means exactly, like she's quote unquote like in tune with nature, so to speak, and that gives her a certain power. Um,
Because this isn't the first
I
time
don't
that we
know.
see a hero getting powers from somewhere down the line of the time zone, no, the space zone.
Sure, yeah,
Because Captain Marvel got her powers directly from the space stone. So her from indirectly getting her powers from the space zone, because the space zone might have created this other space where it's infused with other powers. I could buy it if they made her powers more. I don't know, like show me what they really are. Show me where the boundaries are, what
yes,
the
yeah,
rules are of their power.
yeah. I agree. I agree. Because yeah, it's super vague of just like, does she have some kind of like spirit inside
Yeah.
her? Does that mean like if the world is doing poorly, does she not have as much power?
But is it this world? Is it the other world that she
Right.
gets
Yeah.
teleported to?
Yeah. So yeah, there's still a lot of stuff that they can flesh out, but hopefully we will see more of her. Um, What did you think of? Because we get a couple of episodes between the first one and Happy Hogan Saves Christmas and stuff like that, where they are referencing other
I think we
pop
get one
culture
episode. We get one episode with those.
things. But no, I'm talking about episode one that kind of references like a Blade Runner, that like cyberpunk
Oh,
style stuff, as well as the like die hard references that we see in Happy Hogan Saves Christmas. What did you think of ones like that, which are spoofs on kind of existing or like heavily reference things like that?
I liked it for Nebula because it sets up the mood of the story that you're gonna get. It isn't much
Okay.
as it's not like Nebula is referencing Ghost or not Ghost Runner, Blade
Blade
Runner.
Runner, yeah.
Yeah, it's all like she's referencing Blade Runner or some other character is referencing that, and they make us aware that oh, it is a Blade Runner copy. So I like that. But then as for the episode of Happy Hogan, it is different from me because there they do reference, hey, this is pretty much Die
The
Hard.
plot is basically he even does the crawling in the vent thing. They do the Alan Rickman falling off the building thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also like that because they are unapologetically doing that, but their version.
Yeah.
So yeah, both takes I really liked.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same mind, but still cautious. Because I don't want them to see like, oh, these ones were successful, and then they just continue only doing that stuff of like, what if we spoof some other
What if we
popular
do Home Alone?
movie, right? What if we do Home Alone? What if we do Star Wars or something else? Yeah. What if we do Ghostbusters, right? um and like I wouldn't mind those every now and then, because I think there's a lot of fun to be had of like, how can we translate this into a Ghostbusters spoof. But I do want to see them play more with the continuity that they have created in the movies, and just switch the pieces around a little bit.
Yeah.
I kind of like those ones just by nature of them being like, what if we switch these two characters here? What happens then? Um, so yeah, I mean, we'll see. It looks like they're already working on season 3. We did
Yep.
get a small tease for that. I don't know if that means it'll be out kind of same time, end of the year, or not. Who knows? But
What if season 1 was 2022, right?
I don't remember off the top of my head. Let
Probably
me see if I can look this up
are
on
we
the
getting
interwebs.
this once a year, twice a year?
Let's see. What if
2021. So it took
2021?
2 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully, since we got a teaser, quite a lengthy one. Um, hopefully it means that we will get it at least this year.
Yeah. We did have some delays and stuff, of course, because of COVID and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully they're a little bit back on track with some of this stuff. Because yeah, I did you get to watch the episodes like one by one each day that they put them out, or did you stack them up?
No, for the most part, it was one by one.
Okay.
There were some day that I forgot or fell asleep or whatever. Then I watched two.
I gotcha. I liked that they were doing that. It kind of eventizes it, and it's not like it's not a whole movie or a whole like you get 3 episodes of a television show that are all an hour and a half long. Watch them now. It was just like here's 20 to 30 minutes of some fun good times. I personally did not get to watch them like that. I had to stack them up. I was too busy with other stuff. But I liked how they just like one each day. That seemed fun.
I think it is a good middle point between between having them be weekly versus having them drop all at once, where you get them close enough together to not have to wait too much between the beginning and the end of it, but also you get everyone pretty much on the same page for that day, where they release the Happy Hogan episode, and the next day everyone's talking about the references of Die Hard, and then you get the next one, and then people will switch to that one. So I think that it is a good middle point between those two extremes.
Absolutely, I agree with that. Before we kind of wrap it up here, I do have to say that Melissa, who could not be here tonight, she had some family stuff, did say that we need to mention on her behalf that episode 2 featured a real "Welcome to Missouri" sign, and Melissa was very proud. She's in Missouri right now. That's where she's from. So she always points out anytime something references Missouri or St. Louis or something like that. But good. Cool. Yeah, I enjoyed season 2. I hope this show continues for a while. This is a lot of fun. Last question for you here. Is there anything you're kind of hoping for in season 3? Other characters that you would like them to explore a little more? Different scenarios? Stuff like that.
Oh, you're putting me in the spot right now.
For example, I want more Howard the Duck. Like put him front and center on something here. What if Howard the Duck formed the Avengers, or something like that? Yeah.
Or what if he formed the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Sure.
I think that would make more sense.
Absolutely. Yeah. Something like that would be fun. Would love to see more like Wong or Shang-Chi in this. I forget the name of the little animals, but the little butt-looking animals. I'm glad we got one of those.
Yeah, we got one.
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
I hope we get more stuff from like early Shield or kind of like mid Shield, something like in the 70s, 80s with Shield, kind of like what we got with episode 2 and the earlier Avengers. I hope that we get more of that. So I'd like to see what was happening.
I think it was back in the 70s. There was a famous run of Nick Fury comics that I think would be interesting to explore. Whereas, like, what if Nick Fury like was younger in the modern age and was actually the spy that he used to be, or something like that, or a flashback thing where we see him in this. Or I guess a little bit before the 90s or something.
I mean, a great one I think would be what if Hydra revealed itself before or earlier,
Sure.
like in the 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
What if that happened?
That'd be real fun too.
What if Steve woke up earlier? I don't know.
I would love to see some stuff now with Kingpin and Daredevil, now that we're starting to bring them in to see a little bit more She-Hulk. That would be some interesting stuff. Yeah.
I mean, they could also do
who knows
more stuff with. I know there are quite a bit of unsolved threads that have been left throughout the MCU's.
Sure.
The MCU. I cannot think of one right now, but I know that there are things that they have set up but never
really
truly
paid
delivered
off.
on
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Indeed. Or even some of the like. This one's a long shot that I know no one will care about, but there's a couple characters, like side characters, NPCs, so to speak, that have been cast multiple times in Marvel movies throughout history. What's his name from the Evil Dead, who was Pizza Papa in the new Spider-Man one. He was also in the Tobey Maguire Peter like he was in those ones. So to see something like that where they like link those stories or do something
what if
like
Happy
that.
Maybe a what if Happy and Daredevil, kind of like a reference to the
Sure.
how what was the actor? Happy's actor.
I'm terrible with names. You guys should
I'm
know this
blanking
by
right now.
I know exactly who you're.
He played Happy. He played Foggy on the previous Daredevil with Ben Affleck. So maybe we got a little bit of that with Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah,
where we get that interaction between him and Daredevil. So
yeah,
maybe they could do that.
I know they're wanting to save like the debut of Blade for his own movie, but I'd love down the road to see some more of Blade, stuff like that. So we shall see whenever season 3 happens. I think it'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed What If season 2. We hope you guys enjoyed this podcast as well.
We guys also hope.
We guys hope you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Use guys.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Ignacio, where can the people find you on the interwebs?
They can find me on Twitter at Ignacio Rojas B. That's IGNACIOROJASB.
There you go. You guys can find me at Yo Kyle Springer on Threads. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the stuff that we do here at the Whatnauts, we are at the Whatnauts official on Threads. So please go like, share, and subscribe. We hope you guys enjoyed this one. Go check out some more of our YouTube videos right over there. But yeah, this has been number 134 of the Whatnauts Reactor Core. We will see you all next time. Bye.
What if?